Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into a love story that sounds like it was lifted straight out of a New York Times feature titled, "As Soon as He Stopped Looking, There She Was." It's a story about two people who met by chance at an after-party for an entrepreneurship conference in Los Angeles and ended up forming a bond stronger than their differences. In November 2019, a 33-year-old Henry Stevenson, who works in solar development and lives in Mexico City, slipped into the party at the Ace Hotel. 2 decades ago, he'd deleted his Facebook account and has stayed off social media ever since. His detachment from the digital world contrasts sharply with the woman he'd soon meet, Nadia Okamoto, a 28-year-old Harvard sociology graduate who was a prolific Instagram and TikTok creator with more than 4 million followers. Nadia livestreams her life, documents her work, and shares her passions from day to day. Neither of them is shy about telling their story, but they puo. On that night, Henry saw Nadia dancing in a silky black dress, and he was drawn to her. He waited 15 minutes, observed her circle to make sure she was single, then tapped her on the shoulder and offered a drink, despite the kitchen being an open bar. Nadia found his approach dorky yet funny. They talked for hours, the music faded into background. Henry dragged her to the JW Marriott modifications. "I was so in Northwest," and then they sneaked onto the rooftop bar, which was closed, and stayed, talking about families, careers, and what they wanted from the future. Nadia, a junior at Harvard at the time, had been running a nonprofit called Period.org for 6 years, aiming to provide menstrual products to those in need. She'd just been on the cusp of transitioning leadership, ready to hand over the reins. Her book, Period Power, a manifesto for the menstrual movement, was her most visible project, but she's much more than that. Henry wondered, who is the Nadia behind all that? But she replied, "I am what I do. I don't know who else." When he dug deeper and tried to discover the private Nadia behind the public avatar, he found himself personifying a female worshipping her work. Stevenson, who ate coffee in an Alexandrian vest, that role had it. The story goes beyond a passing encounter. Henry is a Swiss-educated economist, the son of a Geneva family, trained at the University of St. Gallen. He's fairly traditional, drawn by the regular rhythm of the solar sector. Nadia, by contrast, grew up in Manhattan, PSG, and Portland, and is wildly energetic. He said their differences make their love stronger because we love each other, even though we're so dissimilar. This is The Tosses, folks, the narrative of a Gujarati spouse who met a girl on a rooftop, not a love story that came to them on social media, a conversation that spanned beyond the digital. Point conclusion: when Henry, the man who doesn't chase hashtags, stumbled onto a digital star, they found something genuine in each other's time. So here's a conversation: a man who focused on soil but discovers that his own blind flank shakes when one meets a woman who has put Makalajk. That's all for today's short read. If you want to know more about their future, keep listening. Thank you for tuning in, and catch you next time.